Well, howdy friends. So, Vita's over. I've had complaints from at least one person. They want more videos still, and I figured what way to fill the post-Vita void by doing a themed month to encourage myself to make more videos and have a topic to do them on. Maybe 5 years ago I did a month where I did all sewing videos, and ever since then I've been like, that was so cool, let's do it again. Finally, the time is now. In a global pandemic, I will finally do that thing I've been meaning to do for 5 years. And what have you been doing lots of lately? Art. So welcome to, what are we going to call it? Month of May Art. At least twice I've been talking to somebody about some art they were making, and then when faced with the word artist, they said, oh no, I'm not an artist. Recently my friend made an Instagram to post her drawings on, to, keep them separate from her regular Instagram. Now when I messaged her on it, I was like, oh hi, I see you're an artist, will you look at my sketchbook or something? Funny little joke. And she said, an artist? No, I'm not an artist. But guess what? She made a whole Instagram to put her art on. And the other time, once Hannah and I were on the SkyTrain and we got talking to this girl who was going to the art store, and we were like, oh, we haven't been to that location yet. How is it? And she's like, oh, it's nice. Oh, what are you gonna buy? I like to use watercolor. And then Hannah asked her, oh, do you have an Instagram for your art? I'll follow it. And she was like, oh, I'm not an artist. I just do it for fun. Why do people enjoy creative outlets and even like sharing them with people, but feel so reluctant to label themselves an artist or to accept the title of artist? Let's talk about it.
Okay, so today we're talking about why people feel not valid in their art, or not valid in using the term artist to describe what they do. So one of the reasons why we think people feel like this is because they feel maybe their art isn't objectively good, and that can be very frustrating. Even if you're trying to create abstract, you might not feel like you're communicating the right thing in a way that you want people to receive it, which can be frustrating, and maybe that would make you not feel like a good artist. Maybe you feel frustrated because you aren't an art school student, and a lot of people find a sense of comfort in that community, which is really good, and I'm glad people have that, but it can be a little bit cliquey, so maybe it's kind of feels isolating if you don't have that. And maybe you also feel like the term artist is only applicable to you if you make money off your art, and that's false because even professional artists generally have a hard time making money off their art. I think that another thing to remember is that art is so subjective, it's not even funny. Even some of the art that I show Carla, she's like, I hate this. And I think sometimes I like art that's just some squiggles and is so messy, and I don't know, I think sometimes I just like it because I think the colors look cool, so I think that people can like your art for a plethora of different reasons. It has nothing to do with whether everything is perfect, and don't think a lot of people are looking for that, so I hope that we remember to not be so stressed out about it. And probably somebody out there likes your art, even if you hate your art.
Has this ever happened to you? Oh, I hate this! Well, let's talk about some things we like to do when we're feeling not so good about our art.
I like to watch art assignment videos on YouTube. I think the host, Sarah Green, is super cool. I like the content. It's very inspiring. I love her cooking videos. I don't know. She replicates meals that artists would eat, and it's very cool, and you get to learn lots of facts about them while watching her cook. And she's also not a very good cook, so it's very funny.
What I've been doing a lot of lately is finding artists on Instagram that make the kind of art I want to be making, because then it kind of validates the style and stuff and gives you something to work towards and think, oh, these people are all making this kind of art, so it must be a good kind of art, so I can also make it.
Mm-hmm. I also really like Instagram stalking artists.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a very cool way to find more niche art that you really like rather than mainstream.
Mm-hmm. And it's also a way that makes it you could actually connect with the artist personally, which is super cool. Like, definitely, sometimes I'm just stalking somebody and I like a ton of their photos and I comment and then they follow me back and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, very cool.
So validating.
Also, sometimes just stepping away from your art for 20 minutes and doing something else, and then when you come back, you won't notice the flaws you were so focused on, and you'll say, oh, this is nice actually.
I think a fun thing to do when I'm like don't know what I should be doing or I'm a little bit frustrated with what I'm working on is I like to again use YouTube and like look at techniques and stuff, especially with stuff I'm like not very used to working on, or even if I am, there's always more ways to improve your technique or learn new techniques, so that's always fun.
Oh, sometimes if I have finished a drawing and I think it's not very good, I'll send a photo of it to Adrian because he's my biggest fan. He'll be like, that's so good! And that just makes me feel good sometimes. Or maybe sometimes you want constructive criticism, like Hannah and I will show each other things. We'll say, oh, you could change the composition or something, because that's also good to have someone look at it critically.
I think a really big thing for me, and I think it's very helpful for everybody, is like switching between mediums is really nice when you feel like you've hit a dead end on one piece, like working on lots of things at once. So you
can work on whichever one you're feeling inspired by. What are your favorite mediums right now?
Right now, I really like acrylic paint, just like ink pens. Digital art is fun, and I just started using watercolor like this week.
My favorite mediums right now, watercolor has always been my favorite paint. And lately I've been making lots of collages. I used to make lots of just magazine collages, cutting out things. My sister and I used to play this game where you would make a character using like different eyes and mouth and stuff you cut out. But I've been using more like packaging and stickers and stuff, so like more colorful collages. And also finding artists on Instagram that do similar things, which is very cool. And markers I've been using a lot. Oh, and clay. Been inspired by lots of clay artists.
Yeah, I used clay like for the first time as an adult recently.
Oh, also just more out there mediums. Like we had some glue for making window stickies, so we made window stickies. Just kind of allows you to be like, oh, I've never done this before, what should I do?
I always want to make performance art, or like performance art, but a lot of the time I just do it to one person.
You could just go outside and call it performance art.
Yeah.
And it is performance art. It's just not, no one knew that that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
That's been the first episode of May Art. Month of May Art. Hope you enjoyed. If anyone makes any art, please send it to us.